Alright, welcome back to PhantomX Gaming. We are back in Kerbal Space Program. For those of you who watched yesterday's live, things happened. Not great things happened, but things happened. We now have 6 Kerbals stranded on the Mun, and so we have to go get them. Now, after talking to a couple of you IRL, it was determined that I should build a proper rocket, so that's pretty much what we're gonna do, and maybe this time not send everyone into space all at once and not have room for everyone to get back. So I think we're gonna build a nice, simple rocket. So that's space for 6, this holds 3. And so we're gonna keep it nice and simple this time. Nope, not that one. This one. There we go. Really simple. I'm gonna bring this up just a little bit and see what we can come up with here. I think for solar, I kind of want to put. I'm still gonna end up using these. So if I can find a place for them to attach. Come on. Close enough, I think. Yeah, that works. Right? I can extend those. Actually, let me put them into an action group now, so I don't forget. Yeah. So we're gonna add these to the action group. That'll be bound to the keyboard 1. That way I don't have to worry about it too much. And that should be enough power, solar generation to keep everything charged. There's that part. Now we definitely need an antenna. Not like that. There we go. Something simple. And we are going to have to get this back into the Kerbal atmosphere, so we're going to have to think about some kind of heat shield. So I think we're going to forget about that for now. Alright, so I don't know what I want to do for the propulsion, but what I think I'm gonna do is go with electrical, because that didn't fail last time. I blame that on Jebediah. That's the wrong one. There we go. So we're gonna have some form of feet on this, some landing gear. But before I do that, I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna stick this in here. Where it went. Ah, there it is. There, we have our propulsion for the landing on the Mun. However, for this particular one, I kind of want to go with this right here. Definitely not like that. Do that. And I do believe, actually, if you move that down to here. That's the wrong rotation. That's also the wrong rotation. Come on. There it is. Haha, I win. And we're gonna do 4 of them, I think. And if I retract these, if I put them all the way down, then I can put them all the way up. Okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to leave those just like that for now. And I'm going to come over here to aerodynamics, because that's always been okay-ish. Oh, that's too big. That's slightly better. Actually, no, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go smarter this time. We're going I-beams. So we're going to stick those on here. And then... come on. There it is. Well, that's crooked. Oh, just like that. So now if I bring that up, that's fine. If I bring it down, I have proper landing. Proper-ish landing. So we're gonna see what happens with that. But we should do a test flight first. And who do I have that can test? Elon Kerman. I'm gonna get rid of you, and I'm gonna get rid of you. So we're gonna have Elon do it. Just a quick little test run. I am gonna put a parachute on this, just because it is just a test to see if this can land properly. That's the wrong one. Stick these right there. And we're gonna go ahead and launch this and see what happens. Now, as always, I forgot to change this over to SAS. Because if I control it, bad things happen. If the Kerbals control it, I can blame them. So we're going to go ahead and pop that off. And nothing's happening. Toggle mode. There it is. We're just going to go up a little ways and see if we can land this. Come on. Slow down, slow down. Oops. Nothing happened. I wasn't there. So apparently I'm going back up. So I guess we will set off the parachutes. And it broke away. Oh, it broke away. Okay. Found a weak spot. Well, that's going quickly. Elon is still okay. We are descending relatively quick for what it is, so I probably need a few more parachutes involved there. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward that. And we're going to go back to the build and see what we can do to fix that. I do not like the fact that it's separated at the batteries, because that's kind of the important part. And we have touchdown. Yeah, see? Perfectly fine. Elon Kerman is just fine. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and recover and try this again. So I'm going to have to add some lights to this. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp to sunrise. That way we have some light to work with. There we go. Alright, let's see what we can do about whatever happened here. So I think what I'm going to do is go to structural. And I'm going to add come on. There it is. We're gonna add a bunch of these right there to right there. Well, that didn't seem to do a whole lot. Let's try that again. there to there. Oh. Okay, so that's not gonna work. So let's add something else. What can we add? Really not a whole lot I can do about it. I mean, I can... No, I can't even do that. So, the batteries are the weak spot. So those are actually gonna go away. And they're gonna end up right there. What's the worst that can happen? Alright, so there's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a stage in here. Not like that. Come on. There we go. We're gonna put a quick little stage in there and stick one of these on real quick. That's not enough. That's too much. What's the worst that can happen? Guess we'll find out. Should probably make it a little bit more aerodynamic as well. Well, that's way too big. Not quite that aerodynamic. Let's go down to these. That's better. There. Alright, let's go ahead and put those in an action group as well. We're going to go with this. We're going to click on that. And then same vessel interaction. And toggle. So we don't want it any further than that. But we also want it shut to start. Let's see what happens with that, because last time, if some of you guys remember, the landing gear got stuck, which resulted in not being able to properly land on the Mun. So just real quick, let's make sure. Okay, so it does work. So we're gonna leave it like that for now. And launch. Alright, so we've burned through about a third of our fuel at this point. We're doing okay-ish. So the whole point of this launch was to test to see if the landing legs work properly. I feel like this is gonna kind of turn into just going on the rescue mission if this keeps burning and increasing in speed. I mean, we're not that high up, but what I will do is kind of angle it towards land, so that way the last bit of this burn is just putting us towards land so we don't land in the ocean. That would not be okay. And I deployed the parachutes. That's not good. Oh, I mean, I guess it'll get us somewhat down there. We're still over land, so we're good. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. We're still going up. And now we're going down. We're going to speed this up again. And now... Oh, something just exploded. Oh, that rocket I just sent down there. We're going to send these out now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My landing gear is now stuck. Remove from symmetry. Yep, my landing gear is stuck. It doesn't work. That's what I was afraid of. It got stuck in there. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward until we hit the ground, because that did not work. Why is this so screwed up? What broke? Well, I guess we'll find out. But that's why we're doing this test, to find out if the landing gear is actually going to work. But it apparently does not at all the way it's supposed to. Alright. So now we are on the ground. There, go ahead and recover that. And let's try this again. And this time, I'm actually going to deploy it with the landing gear out. Why? Why is it not working? Oh, grabbing the wrong one. So we're going to deploy it with the landing gear out and see what that does. Because if I can bring it in during launch, then we should be okay. Just because I can, and because I'm curious, I'm going to stick those on there too. And we will make them structurally okay-ish. Why isn't it working? From there to there. There we go. From there to there. Alright. My curiosities have gotten the best of me. Go ahead and launch that. And see what happens. Now, I'm not sure why I put those extra motors on there. Mostly because I was curious as to if it was actually going to stay in a straight line during launch. But I kind of feel like that's a really bad idea, and now I can't do anything about it now. Keeping in mind I have very little monopropellant and no real way to get these guys back if I strand them in space. Well, just Elon. So I'm going to go ahead and angle over here. I'm going to abort that. And that's doing its own thing now. That'll probably be in orbit soon. Yeah, that'll be in orbit, I'm sure. Oh, no, and now it's going up. Going way up. And now it's circling around. Okay, maybe that was a bit much. Oh, still over there. Still over there. Yeah, I can, I can turn my mic up a little bit here. Hold on. There we go. Let me know if that's better. Alright, so it looks like we are still coming down on land, so we should be okay. Yeah, I'm hoping that this rocket actually works the way I intend it to work. So I can, in fact, get Jeb. But so far, things are not quite working the way I was hoping that they would work. So we're gonna find out. I'm trying to make some very simple landing gear that actually works, and so far it keeps clipping into the craft and getting stuck, which was the original problem, which resulted in the first group getting stranded. But hopefully this works. I feel like this leg is a little bit lower than it should be. It really does look a lot lower than it should be. Well, I guess we'll see. There's a lot of we'll find out and we will see involved in this. Mostly because I have no idea what's actually going to happen. It's very bouncy, but I mean it works. Works okay-ish. So let me see if I can turn that around to there, like that. Yeah, that that sort of works. I mean, nothing blew up, so I guess that's a plus. We'll go ahead and recover that. And we will... Let's see what we can do here. So I'm not really too worried about the atmosphere. Because it's Kerbin. It's there. It's, you know, nothing should burn up, I think. So we're going to try to get this into orbit and kind of go from there. I almost want to make this much more stable. And for some reason, it is just clipping into the craft. So we're going to stick it just like... I'm just going to leave it like that and see what happens. And just because we can, and there is nobody here to stop me. Did I do a thing that I shouldn't have done? That I'm just now noticing? Come on. Why do I pass it? There we go. Yeah, so there's that. And stick one just like that. There, that should be fine. Alright, so there we have it. We have our rescue craft ready to go to the Mun to rescue all 6 Kerbals that got stranded there. Oh yeah, I need monopropellant. That's a thing. I almost just stranded them. Can put that the most convenient place I can find as soon as I go to the right menu. There we go. Shoot down here to the mono propellant. There's a lot there, and that's very large though. You know what? That's got 50. Let's do that. And then we'll do that. So now we have 400 monopropellant, roughly. You know what? I don't feel like that's going to be enough. We have 800. That's still not going to be enough. Take that there. We have 1200 monopropellant. And that should be enough to get us situated. But I just added all of that weight. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, there's a lot of see what happens in this because I have no idea what I am doing. I've only properly landed on the Mun 4 or 5, maybe 6 times total in my entire space career. I will not say how many attempts there have been. That is classified information. Alright, we are off. Now, I don't think I'm going to make it out of the atmosphere before I run out of solid fuel. So I'm going to make sure my engines are throttled up, and I'm going to try to break through with the electric engine and then kind of go from there. We're very slowly going up. I tried to use a volumetric cloud mod, and it said it was working, but as you guys can see, it is not working. But it says it's working, so that counts for something, right? Yep, and I'm out of solid fuel. Go ahead and break away from that. And apparently set off my parachutes, because I am smart. Why didn't that separate? There it is. Okay, so I've already screwed this mission up. So why don't we go ahead and not strand more of them, preferably. While I am at it, I'm gonna take this. I feel like we need more. What's the worst that can happen? What was it that I had to do? I don't remember, so we're gonna launch. Alright, turn those on, switch this because I keep forgetting. I did not put any reaction wheels on. That's okay. Oh, that escalated quickly. Quite literally. Alright, we have broken through the and bad things. All of the bad things. Can we straighten out? Can we do it? Can we do it? Come on. Come on. Oh, we straightened out. Barely, but we straightened out. And we're not straightened out anymore. We're definitely on the wrong path here. Why are we doing that? Prograde that. Nope, wrong one. Nope, going the wrong direction. Still going the wrong direction. I'm gonna need a lot more thrusters than that for that. Okay, well, that launch was definitely not okay. But on the plus side, we'll get rid of that. And then we'll throw the parachutes out as we continue to... Oh, my parachute's burned up. Oh no. Nope, they didn't. They didn't. We're good. We're good. They have been saved. We're gonna go ahead and revert that flight real quick. And we're gonna make these a little bit more aerodynamic. So, say it's a good time to use those. There we go. That's better. And I think I'm going to add struts to the landing gear because that moved around a little bit more than I would like. And apparently that one just doesn't exist. I'll try that again. Okay, that one just doesn't exist. So if we were to start here and go here. Oh, now it exists. Now that one doesn't exist. You know what? I'm not going to question it. We're going to go with that. I still didn't put a reaction wheel on this. I definitely should have. But it's too late. We're on the launch pad. And we're off. Acceleration is a little bit more stable than previously. We're doing a lot of experiments to do a simple mission that could have probably been done in about 15 minutes if I had just built the rocket properly the first time. But then I used the same rocket the second time with the same result as the first time, and now I am building a monstrosity here. Because why not? Alright, so we have definitely gone much higher than before. And I'd say we are actually doing really well. Oh wow, we're doing really well. Almost too well. I think it heard me. Alright, so we're going to bring that up, and we're going to continue our ascent into space. And I'm going to get us way out there before I even decide, before I make the maneuver node. Because I want plenty of time to do it correctly. Now, if we learned anything from the last time we tried this, making a maneuver node is a pain currently. So if I were to make one, say, right, come on, here, add maneuver, if I were to bring it around. And out. And out. And oh, no, wrong over. There's the right over. That'll give us an orbit. So we'll go with that one. So I'm going to stop accelerating. I'm going to point us into the maneuver location or direction. And I'm going to warp time to the maneuver. And it is about a minute out, so we're going to go ahead and time warp to the actual point where we're going to do the maneuver. And we went too far. Start the burn. Make sure that is okay. So we are starting our maneuver to orbit Kerbin. And then from there we will continue our maneuver node to the Mun and try to do this rescue mission. Currently on the Mun there are 6 Kerbals, Jebediah, Bob, and several others. I had nothing to do with them being stranded there. That was all them. It was all Jebediah's fault. He messed up the maneuver node, and I can't take the blame for that. I wasn't there at the time. We are still burning. We're going to be burning for a while because these engines are not very powerful. We are very slowly getting there. Maybe on the next one I put more engines. It's like trying to fly around space on a lawnmower. Hey, we finally hit some form of orbit. Still waiting on that maneuver node. Almost done with the burn. Burn time is red because it takes so long that everything changes by the time I get there. So I am much further out than intended, but that's okay. And I think I'm going to continue this and see what happens with it. I'm going to stay on that. And we're sort of pushing out a little bit further, because I want to get in alignment to the Mun, but I want to do it in such a way that puts me right in line with where they are. I did try to build a ladder at one point in a previous save, but there reaches a point where the physics doesn't allow it anymore. And I have very much so broken the game doing that. So I'd rather not break this game as badly as I have in the past. I've already broken it enough by stranding 6 Kerbals on the Mun. I blame Jebediah. It's all his fault. Add a maneuver to here. Wrong direction. Because that's too far up. Whoops, wrong one. You know what? We're gonna start that over. The rescue mission that went to rescue Jebediah and his crew also now need rescuing. So we're gonna try to do that correctly-ish. And that's a very loose-ish. It's always Jebediah. It is definitely always Jebediah. He is special. Very special. Now, got that out there. But I want to bring this whole thing this way. Whoop, too far. Hey, I have an encounter. I mean, I can make this work. It's not going to be pretty, but I can make it work. Or I get flung into deep space, never to return. Yeah, sure, why not? I better be somewhat responsible with this one. So bring that back to here. Now, that puts me right about there. So if I burn to here and then slow down slightly. No, that's gonna... I'm not ahead of it. I should get ahead of it. Alright, let's bring this back over this way a little bit. And then out over here. Puts us to right there. And whoops, too far. So that puts us ahead of it a little bit. Not by much. But it's also going to take a while to make that contact. So we're going to fast forward until we get to the maneuver node. We're going to point in the direction that it needs to go. And we're actually gonna start the burn early. I said we're gonna... Uh-oh. There we go. So we're gonna start the burn early. Which should, in theory, put us better aligned with the Mun in a way that will put us close to the crash site of both vessels. Both crashed within a couple hundred meters of each other. Not entirely sure how that happened, but it did. So now we should be getting close-ish. So I'm using electric engines. This started off, like yesterday, a test and proof of concept. And it turned into just going for it and hoping for the best. So I only have one engine on this spacecraft. But we'll see what happens. And the landing gear is stationary because it kept clipping into the ship and locking itself in there. Oh, I went way past where I should have been. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. And try to get that back. Too far. There we go. Get rid of that. Well, the furthest I got in this particular series, so to speak, is I've now crashed two crews on the Mun. The furthest I have gotten in general in the game has actually been Jewel. I have not gone to Elu. I haven't really had interest in trying to make that happen, but I have made it to Jewel. I have made it to Dress. We won't talk about what happened there. Duna, I did a flyby, and then I skipped over Eve and went to Moho, and may have accidentally overshot it and did a little bit of research on the sun. So, not exactly the best of luck when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I mean, it's fun, and I can blame Jebediah for everything, including the fact that I'm pretty sure I'm actually going to miss the Mun, but somehow orbit it. So let's go ahead and warp to here and see if we can get caught up in the Mun's gravity field. The gravity well, as it were. Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? I'm not gonna make it. It's still gonna be way too far. Maybe if I add another maneuver node right here. And bring that in a little more. And over. And oh, wait, almost had it. I got something going on there. Are you doing a Min-Miss Moon transfer back and forth, or are you looking at doing the Mun and then going to Min-Miss afterwards, or vice versa? Alright, let's try that. Go ahead and point the spacecraft in that direction. We'll warp to the maneuver node. Oh, okay, just a mix of all the maneuvers and all the whatnots involved. That's pretty cool. And it definitely works. It definitely does help to practice what you're working on and get good at the things that you want to try and go for before going for the official thing. But don't try to tell me that, because I guarantee you I will definitely say that I will, but never actually do it, and then fail. And then question why I fail, and then just kind of accept it for what it is. Alright, so we got a jittery little connection here. Maybe we'll fast forward time a little bit and see if we actually get sucked into the... Come on, speed it up. There we go. Let's see what I can do here. I think I am going way too fast. So the Mun is over here. So if I continue to time warp, maybe at some point I will make some form of connection and slow it down. Because I think we will get pulled into the moon's gravity. Somewhere over here. Possibly. Hopefully. Nope, it doesn't like me. So we're going to make one more maneuver right here. We're gonna bring that over here. And about there. And then if I dragged it, whoop, too far. Hey, I have a oh, and then I get flung into space somehow. But at some point, somewhere, I have contact with the Mun. I will accept it. So we're gonna go ahead and point where we need to point, and then we're gonna warp to the burn, and then we're gonna burn, and then we're gonna stop burning because we're still a minute out. We're gonna fast forward time, and then we're gonna start the burn now. Whoop. Wait, I had contact somewhere, but it's too late now. Now I have to, whoop, I had it again. No. Whoop, had it again. Whoop, wait. Somewhere in here. Right there. Stop it. There we go. Alright, at some point, eventually, in a few light years, I might end up circling the Mun. So I kind of want to warp to here. So we're going to go ahead and stop this. Cannot warp so far. Apparently that is a really long distance away. So we are just going to see what happens with this. We're going to speed up time here. We're going to speed up time more. I said more. No? Yes? Maybe? Why are we slowing down? I am not clicking on anything. There we go. Oh, too fast. Way too fast. Yes, I can refuel with solar panels. Let me just slow down time real quick, just so I don't screw that up again. I should have them out right now, because I am running a little bit low on fuel. But it is one single Menleneto EC3 engine. It is pure electric. It does not require any other fuel except for electricity. So in theory, with a bunch of these on a spacecraft, I can travel to every single planet and every single moon without having to go back or do a different refueling mission or separate missions altogether. So it is a little cheaty, but that's okay. I never claim to have done any of this without, cheating in some way. Have like 70 some odd mods running right now with, I think it was like 90 something thousand different changes to the game, which is why some things just don't work properly, which is okay. Like my landing gear, it does not retract properly without getting clipped into the spacecraft and staying stuck there. Which is fine. I just made it stationary and put struts on everything. And every now and then something weird happens, and that's okay. That is the price I pay for using mods. We're going to go ahead and warp to there. And do this in a way that... Hey, look at that. My electric charge is completely full now. We're going to go ahead and retract those. I don't break them off because I don't have any way back if I do that. I'm going to warp to there, because I do believe we're going to stop that warp. because it looks like things have changed and now I'm going to get launched off into space. I'm going to add a maneuver here. That brings me right in there. There's not much of a maneuver, but I think, actually, what happens if I do this? Bad things. All of the bad things. Wait a second. I think that might put me where I need to be to actually rescue them. If I get stranded again, rename the vessel to Space Station and call it a day. Yeah, no, I can't really do that. Especially when there are two other crafts in the same area where I'm going to end up that are not exactly in one piece anymore. So I gotta kind of rescue them, or at least try, or strand one more on the Mun. I should probably start that burn now. So I'm going to go for a direct interception with the Mun, and then I will just make adjustments from there. And if I do it correctly, I should have... Perfect. I think. I should have a direct interception with the Mun. Can't warp there. So apparently it's a really long ways away. We'll get rid of that. And then speed up time. Oh, doesn't want me to speed up time now. I wonder. Ah, here we go. Now I'm getting pulled into the Mun. Where's the Mun? Where is it? That's Kerbin. There's the Mun. Alright, let's go ahead and... Did I run out of... Okay. I thought I ran out of monopropellant. That would have been bad. So... Why can I not control my spacecraft? I have plenty of monopropellant. Elon is having lots of fun down there. Not entirely sure why I can no longer control my spacecraft. I do have good communications, but the more pressing thing is why exactly do I not have any control whatsoever of my spacecraft? I cannot... Oh, I can't even do anything. Deploy chutes? Yeah, no, can't even deploy the parachutes. So, if you're squeamish, look away. Because there is no slowing down. I got nothing. And we landed on the Mun. Look at that. Yep, we definitely landed on the Mun. Pretty sure that crater looks really familiar. Have I threatened it before? I'm willing to bet. We're not going to talk about that. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I was still sped up. I think that was definitely the reason. wonder. Can I... Yeah, no, I mean, I can revert to launch. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Should I revert to launch and try that one again and pay attention to if I'm sped up or not? Or should I just kind of accept it for what it is and move on and hope they live through that? What do you guys think? Well, I guess we're gonna go ahead and revert to launch. What do you think I should modify on it? I mean, I can revert to assembly. Now that they're back alive again, we're just gonna we're not gonna talk about that. So the overall rocket, as dumb as it looks, does work. The concept works, sort of. But what I need to do now is, I think, add a couple more engines. So we're gonna go ahead and put... I don't know if I want to put them on the doors. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm gonna... Can't really put them anywhere else, really. I could do that. I can do that and just have all of that be engine. No, that doesn't make any sense. Why don't we put some form of coupling on here? Why don't we put it right here? Come on, let me have it. There we go. We're not gonna do that many. We're only gonna do 2. At a weird angle, but that's okay. Where is it? Give it to me. Why isn't it? You know what? Fine. You win. Grabbing a new one. And it's still like that. Why is it like that? Why can I not connect it anywhere? You know what? Fine. I'll just use these, which do the same thing. Okay, so apparently I'm not gonna put that there. But what I can do is... I mean... Nobody's... Yeah, the snapping is really annoying. In general, let alone modded. Modded makes it way worse, but... is what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna trade all of the mods that I have for the ability to have it work semi-properly-ish, possibly, but not likely. You know what? Launch stabilization would help for sure. Actually, thank you for reminding me. We are going to add, first off, reaction wheels to all that, and we're going to change those to SAS. We're going to add a reaction wheel right here. Change that to SAS. And we are also going to take this down and put a reaction wheel right there. Change that to SAS. Put that on. And now we're going to go for the... Oh, that's the wrong one. There. It's aerodynamic. Now, we have to make this very realistic and put proper struts on here and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. We're gonna add that there. We're gonna add that there. Maybe one right here. And yeah, I think so. I think you're right. We're gonna add that right there. Okay, so there is no possible way, and you know what? We're gonna make sure apply to all. What's the worst that can happen? Now, keep in mind, we are trying to rescue 6 Kerbals that are stranded on the Mun through no fault of my own. Return SAS on, do that, and because I did it for everything else except for this, we're gonna do that. And 3, 2, 1, go. Oof, lag spike. Oh, and we're spinning. I mean, so far it's working. I'm not really gonna argue that. It definitely not realistic, but I mean, pretty colors. Oh, nope, we lost it. We lost it. Nope. Ooh, there's the ooh. Bad things. All of the bad things. Hey, we're still alive. Yeah, he's panicking already, so am I. Oh, that's a weird anomaly. Let's go ahead and get rid of that stage and kind of speed that up a little bit and hopefully not die. Those are still doing things. I mean, it looks cool. I'll zoom out a bunch and you have all that. I had nothing to do with that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so let's go ahead and land this so I can fix whatever just broke. Yeah, they are confused. So am I, actually, because I put a lot of struts on that. I mean, the G-forces are definitely there, but hey, maybe I can intercept that. Reuse it. Those do look pretty cool. Just spinning around like that. And he's kind of doing their thing up there. And things are starting to explode. Oh, now I can't see him. Oh, gee, nope, parachutes! Well, there's that. There are still explosions all over the place. Wish I could see where they are. Oh, they're way out there. Yeah, quick and easy, alright. So we're gonna go ahead and revert to vehicle assembly. And, just listen to some casual jazz as we try to figure out what exactly broke. You know what? We're not gonna try to figure out what broke. We're gonna make it solid. I-beams to the rescue. And come on, work for me. There we go. There we go. Stick those like that. So now those should be solid-ish. Now, something happened somewhere at some point, somehow, and something didn't work. So, just to be safe, I think we're gonna add a few more of these, just to hold it together. You know, nothing major. I mean, I could tune the SAS, but I would rather have it maxed out for the most part, because you can't really technically go wrong with it, because the more control it has, the less it's gonna spin out of control, well, in theory. So let's try more rockets. That's usually an easy fix. uh, um I may have forgotten to attach those to the actual rocket. You know, they can go they can go in the general vicinity, but they still have to be attached. Hold please. Yeah, so I looked down at my phone while waiting for it to load into the launch pad, to one of my co-workers asking how the rescue mission is going, and well, I look up to have the rocket fall apart. So maybe I'll add some things to make them go boom if they fall off. I'm not entirely sure how that even happened. I wasn't looking at the time. um, so we're gonna go ahead and revert to assembly and attach those properly. Yes, I am texting and flying. Just don't tell the Space Authority. So we're gonna go ahead and add some struts to that. That way it's actually attached properly. That didn't work. Get over here. Attach to there. Okay, that didn't work either. Let me try zooming in. We're going over there, go like that, go there to there. There we go. And then because we are very safe in the Phantom X space industry, we're gonna add some more struts to it. What could possibly go wrong? Hey, we have frozen. Oh, we have explosions. There's those explosions you were looking for. Yep, there's that. Oh, more explosions. Alright, what is going... Oh, I bet you it's those I-beams that I put in there to hold it all together, holding it a little too well. Revert to vehicle assembly. Yeah, I think you're right. The rockets are definitely clipping. I also put some I-beams in here that I'll get rid of. I zoom way in, I can sort of see them. There it is. I'm gonna get rid of those. And they are clipping, and they can clip. But you know, I mean, maybe I put these in here, like, you know what? If I make it a gyroscope, it can't go off track. What could possibly go wrong? Well, it's not exploding, so that's a good start. I think you were right with the rockets clipping. So if I make it a gyroscope, nothing could go wrong. You think they'll wobble a bit? I think you might be correct on that, but only one way to find out. No explosions equal no die. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I lost him. I looked away and I lost him. Oh, I still have one. Still have one. I mean, you can't really argue how cool that looks. Maybe I should redo that launch and do it at night, so we can really see them. I think I'll do that after we find out if this actually works or not. Because so far it's looking like this is actually going to work. Okay, maybe it's not gonna work. This is moving. Maybe it will work. Yeah, rogue thruster show. Yeah, yeah. I mean, those look pretty cool going out in space in a nice straight line, unlike my rocket that is now spinning out of control. Now I'm losing speed, I'm still gaining altitude for now. You know what? Let's throw those away. Oh. Yep. There goes the rest of that lander. But at least Elon is still alive for now. So let's go ahead and speed up. I said speed up. I'm just kind of flying through the air. Yeah, Elon is nice and happy. He's excited. You know, he's going on a thrill ride. And we're going to go ahead and bring that to here. That way I don't accidentally crash. We're falling into the outskirts of a city, it looks like. And 1-0, deploy parachutes. Perfect. So now we can really fast forward and not have to worry about dying. Yeah, no, not a thought at all. Just, ooh, pretty colors. Ooh, those rockets are going that way. Ooh, fireworks. How about, ooh, I have a job to do. All right, and we are on the ground. We'll go ahead and recover that one. I mean, that wasn't a terrible flight for what it was worth. All right, so let's see what we can do about that. So this seems to work pretty okay-ish. Why don't we add a couple of reaction wheels. Oh, that's a decoupler. Let's not add that. Let's go to the right menu. 185 more. Okay. I can definitely do that. I'm gonna just add this real quick. Let's see. What are we looking for? How you doing, Batman? What are we looking for? We're looking for the Clydesdales. Yeah, there we go. You said how many more? 185? Let's counter that spin by going with this spin. And then counter that spin with that spin. Counter that spin with that spin. And then we'll go over here. Come on. Oh, I want it over. I want it the other way. Right there. And then over here. And then like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we have 80 engines on here right now. Let's see what that does before we go to 185, because I feel like the physics are gonna really hurt the frames. So I almost feel like this is definitely not gonna. Oh, bad things. All of the bad things. Light them all off. So that was 80. Yes, Elon is absolutely fine. As the Kerbal Space Station is under attack from rogue rockets. Yeah. My PC can handle it for the most part. It's the game engine that has the hard time with it. And if you start pushing your game engine to its max, then even if your PC can handle it, it does bad things. It does really bad things. So we're gonna go ahead and revert that. Oop. Yeah, so bad things, very bad things. The the game engine heard me talking about it. Oh wow, that's funny. That is entirely funny. Well, I mean, I'd say that's a good way to put that one. Bear with me, I'm loading back into the game. It takes a while with the mods, but yeah, so we were just talking about overloading the game engine, and I think I overloaded the game engine. That was funny. All right, so what do you guys think? Should I try to break the game again, or should I make a real rocket to go rescue those Kerbals that are still stranded on the moon waiting for me to stop messing around? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Want to save the Kerbals? Alright. So we'll build a real rocket this time. We'll start with this. And then 2, 4, 6 total. Might take me a while to walk them all to wherever I happen to land, but that's okay. I should probably put a rover on this somewhere. So, I wonder, are there any, whoops, cancel. Yeah, no, wrong button. Come on, don't save. Let's go with the stocks and see if there are any rovers around here somewhere. I really don't feel like building one, so if I don't have to build one, I'm not going to, and there are not. Actually, hold on. Is this a rocket I could potentially use? Yes, it is. Possibly. Come on. Zoom in. Do all of the zooming. Alright, so technically this is a rocket I could use. The intentions of this one were to put a satellite into space and then do a little trip to the Mun, so I think I can probably get away with using this. If I take the satellite off and where is it? It's all the way down here. Okay, that's why. Edit the fairing. I said delete the fairing. Build the fairing. Yeah, so this has 4 engines on it. So we'll do this. So I could, in theory, kind of rocket my way over. Come on. No, that's not what I wanted. Work for me. Close enough. I could rocket my way over there and play around with it a little bit, but I really don't want to. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Hey, what does this look like? That works. Just like that. Probably fix that. Let's try that again. Oh, no, wrong button. Don't do that. Build. There we go. So the entire idea behind this rocket was to use real solar system mods, so the distance were all real. And this was enough to actually push it out into space and get it into orbit with real distances. And then these rockets right here are intended to deorbit this entire stage and send that crashing back to Kerbin so it doesn't get stranded out in space and, you know, litter space. So I think this should be okay, but we also need to add more crew modules, so we actually have to edit the fairing again and delete that, because I need to be able to hold 6 total. So I need to be here. There we go. That's 1, that's 2, that's 0, that's 6. Right. No. We're gonna do this for real, so I gotta do it for real. 4. And wrong thing. Alright, so with 1 pilot and 2 seats there, and then 2 in each of those, that should be enough to be able to get them off of the Mun. Really should put some kind of landing gear on this, though. It is really tall. And I should probably put... Go ahead and open the doors, just so I know exactly where... I mean... It works. Close the doors. We're gonna make that work. We're gonna stick them in a cargo hold, I guess. What was I doing? Oh yeah, landing gear. That's not big enough. Heavy-duty landing legs. Yes, that is what we need. So we need to put... those right there. There we go. That looks okay-ish. And just because we are still going to be safe, yeah, let's hope it doesn't flip. I haven't tested this yet, so we're gonna find out. I'm gonna put struts there. There, just to hold those into place. We're going to start them retracted. Then we're going to get this fairing going. Build fairing. Out. Up. Over slightly. Up slightly. All of the way up. And... nope. Nope, I gotta do that again. Delete, build, out, up, over slightly. I said over slightly, up the rest of the way. There we go. There it is. Perfect. Yeah, fairings are frustrating sometimes, but it's worth having just so you don't burn up your rocket, or your equipment rather. So I want that staged right there. I don't know if I need that one burning just yet. That goes for those, that goes for the fairing. When this goes for that, that will just send that down to Kerbin, and then we should be good to power on those. Okay. So, save, launch. Let's see here. Turn on SAS and RCS, because why not? Zoom out. Can't touch that, so whatever it is. And bring the engines all the way up and launch. Okay. Not enough fuel. Launch. Ah, there we go. And we are heading for space. Now, I'm going to do this entirely by feel to get into, I'd say, low Kerbin orbit. I'm not going to look at the map screen or anything like that. I'm just going to do it entirely by feel, because I feel like that is more beneficial to me than trying to figure it out with the map and maneuver nodes. But we are doing better now than we were previously, and then we started messing around with adding very large quantities of rockets to it, and broke the physics engine and crashed the game. So we are just breaking the sound barrier. We're at about 10,000 meters above water. Let's change that to land. There we go. We still have over half of our fuel, so we're doing okay. Now the whole point of this is to try to get those Kerbals rescued. My favorite KSP YouTuber, I'd say Matt Lown. He's British, he's entertaining, and he gives me terrible ideas. And things are making noises now. We're at 40,000 meters. We're still doing okay. I really want to go to the map screen and see exactly where I am on this, because I don't want to be doing maneuvers and stuff and find out that, oh wait, I'm in solar orbit, so maneuvers won't matter. But we're going to be getting rid of these soon. There we are in space. And we're gonna go ahead and throttle down. Drop those. And with no throttle, we're gonna just see exactly where we are. Okay. As long as we're not going into solar orbit, we're good. Yeah, Matt Lown and Scott Manley are both very good, and it was Matt Lown that got me into KSP in the first place. So we're gonna go over here. Actually, you know what? Why don't we... We're going that way. Yeah, we're basically going straight up, so whatever way I happen to go, that's where we're gonna end up anyways. We'll go over here. And then I'm gonna burn full, because that's going to change that. I don't really care what orbit I get into as long as I am in some form of orbit. I know I said I wasn't going to use the map screen, but this is something I should probably use the map screen for. But I won't use any maneuver notes. So we'll leave it at that one. Because I want to make sure I get into a proper orbit before I get myself in trouble. We're getting there. We're getting very close. I want to change that slightly to there. There we go. I have a very large quantity of mods. Welcome, Legion. I have some visual mods. I have very large quantities of parts mods, and you know, I may or may not be obsessed with mods of various types for various reasons and various purposes. If I get to the moon and survive, it's a success. Yeah, I think you're right at this point. I've been at this for what? Almost 2 hours now. So I gotta change my trajectory to here. Bring that in a little bit. There we go. That's slightly better. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring it in just a little bit more. So that should, yeah, that's better. Now, I don't really care what orbit I'm in as long as I'm in orbit. I can always adjust from there. And I am now in some form of orbit. There we go. Not the greatest of orbits, and it's definitely not flat, and it's definitely not equal to where the moon's orbit is, but I can go ahead and stop that burn now. And all I really have to do to correct this is I'm going Which way am I going? I think I'm going this way. So if I add a maneuver here and then drag this way and then not that way. I want to go out. I also want to, nope, the other way. I mean, it's closer. It's the wrong orbit, but it's closer. Let's go ahead. There are buttons I'm just now exploring. So there's got to be some form of button somewhere in this without me actually looking into it properly. That will give me a proper circular orbit that will give me contact with the Mun. Actually, I should just target the Mun. Set as target. I mean, that will give me a solar orbit. I definitely don't want solar. If I turn that down... No, I'd have to turn that up. Yeah, it's in the negatives. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just doing a quick explore of what this is before I delete this and start over. That's pretty cool. Okay, anyways, go like that. Zoom back in. Make a maneuver node. And go like this. And bring that to here. And then like that, and then like this, a little bit more like that, maybe a little bit like this, and then like this, and then maybe drag it like this. Wait, I think I have something. There we go, there's something. There's, nope, definitely not something. Try again. Go here, add maneuver. Let's rotate that like this. I just did that without actually trying. I'm scared. So we're gonna go ahead and start with this and then try to go from there. We might have to make a couple different adjustments here. So we'll swing this around, point in the direction we have to burn. And 4 minutes to burn time, so we're gonna speed up here. Yeah, you think you got it until you change your camera angle. That's how it works in space. You just have to look in, you know, X, Y, and Z at the same time, but all completely separately. A little over a minute from the burn, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed that up a little bit. And slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Ah! Too far. Okay, that's fine. We'll burn this. All of this could have been adjusted by doing a further maneuver node, but, you know, that's okay. So it's kind of a long burn, and I know I'm going to run out of fuel. So I need to make sure that I can that these small fuel tanks is enough to get this out of orbit. So I really don't want space debris. I'm bad enough at maneuvering around planets. I don't need to dodge, 5,000 meter per second missiles. Alright, we're almost there. No, had I been paying attention to where I was and where I was pointing myself, wouldn't have to do this. So I'm going to say this is probably relatively close. Maybe it's not. Uh-oh. Something happened. I ran out of fuel. I may as well open that up. And get rid of that. Did that work? No, that's in orbit. That did not work. That definitely did not work. That's okay. Anyways, we'll go to here. Go ahead and turn those on. And we will finish this burn. So, what was I looking at? Hold on. Do I have something? Do I have something that works? I sort of do. That's close enough. We'll get rid of this one and we'll try a maneuver node right here. Actually, you know what? What does this do for me? Oh yeah, there we go. I knew I'd figure it out eventually. Yeah, the rebellious thrusters that don't thrust as much as they need to thrust. Right there. Go ahead and line that up. Now I need to pay really close attention to the monopropellant as well. I did add a lot to this particular spacecraft, but at the same time, I don't want to use it all up in just maneuvering around trying to fix what I screwed up in the first place. So we're going to go ahead and warp to the maneuver. Ah, there we go. Now, I'm going to start the burn early because it doesn't really much matter where it puts me on the prograde. As long as I am angled to the point where I can make contact with the Mun. No, they never get bored of it. They are always very excited. Wait, did I fill my entire spacecraft with Kerbals and not leave enough room to rescue everyone? I think I did. I think I was not paying attention on launch, and I think I may have, yeah, that's still at a steep angle, so I'm going to keep that going past that burn. Right about there. That looks relatively equatorial. I don't know how well that would work. Ejecting them. Yeah, I have 3 of them, so I can only rescue 4 out of 6. And there's no way that I can do an EVA and use the jetpack to go back to Kerbin. Mostly because they will definitely for sure burn up on entry to the atmosphere. So I guess we're leaving 2 of them on the Mun. Let's see if we can even get there. We're going to add a maneuver here. To here. Bring that out. Slowly. Oh, look at that. Pretty close to exact. I can work with that. That could very well work. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing this a little bit. Come on. Let me have it. Nope. Stop it. Try that again. Maneuver node. Here. Got it. Question is, how well do I have it? Not very. There we go. Hey, how you doing, Lev? Alright, so it looks like I have an encounter with the Mun. Right about there. So we're gonna go ahead and warp to the maneuver. I'm gonna start it early so that way I can definitely for sure get picked up by the gravity. Nice, how was it? I'm pointing in the right direction. Yeah, most of them. I planned it out in such a way that I would only take one pilot, and then forgot to get rid of the other 2 that happened to tag along in a suitcase or something. Alright, so we're on that. So I'm going to go ahead and start this maneuver now. Should watch it from here so I know what's going on. And then be very careful because I don't want to miss that encounter. And slow it down some more. A little bit more, a little more. Oh, too far. Way too far. Alright. Swing it around retro. And then we're in there. Swing it around to the maneuver. I said the maneuver. Sure, we're not. Burn that a little bit. We'll see what happens with that. I don't know if I want to see what happens with that. Something's gonna happen. Something weird is gonna happen. I'm not entirely sure what. So, yeah. Go ahead and do that. That's coming around now, so in theory, I got zipped around. Ah! I slingshotted myself off of the earth. So that actually worked out in my favor. Will it work out in my favor again? We're gonna do that. Yeah, it is fighting to encounter the Mun, but I think if I slingshot properly off of Earth, or Kerbin rather, I should be better off. Oh wait, new things have happened. Add a maneuver node. Can I do the thing? Is it gonna grab me? Swing it around retro. I'm going this way. It's gonna do the thing over there. Actually. Whoops, wrong button. Get rid of that. Map. Where is the Mun? There it is. Going way too quickly. If I burn hard... Oh, I'm speeding up. That's the same reason I crashed into the Mun. If I speed up... And... So I think I have just picked up a proper-ish Mun orbit. Yeah, I think you're technically right, but I think I just accidentally started the proper Mun orbit without intending to. So we're going to see what happens with this. Yep, I have it. I have Mun orbit. It's not the best orbit, but it is Mun orbit. I'll bring that down. Swing around prograde. Add a maneuver here. See if I can get this down. Actually, there's a button I can push to circularize. And then from there, I can bring it down. Let's go ahead and point to there. Yeah, I mean, I did not intend to actually get orbit around the Mun. It was entirely on accident, and I'm not entirely sure how it happened. But I'm also not going to question it, because now I'm orbiting exactly where I need to be, and I believe I am actually right where I need to be able to rescue those guys. So I'm going to start this burn early. I'm not going to burn too much too quickly. I don't want to lose my orbit. I'm going to stop that there. And I'm going to time warp a little bit. Get rid of this now. Don't need that. To right there. Now I'm going to add a maneuver to bring... Whoop. Nope, we're going to get rid of this maneuver. we're going to add a maneuver. Bring this. Whoops. Down. Actually, if I just do that, that's the smarter way to do it. And warp to it. I'm glad I found that random button. That makes no sense to me, but works. Alright, we're getting close to where we need to be. So I'll get into a circular orbit, and then I'll slowly bring that orbit down closer and closer to the moon. Oh, whoops. It would definitely help if I oriented myself to the maneuver node. There we go. I wonder what would happen if I just kept going. And kept going. And kept going. And I feel like I should probably stop at some point. Yeah, right there works. So I do believe if I warp to there, would I rather give up music forever or movies forever? I'd say movies. Because music is much better for your mental health than movies, for sure. Now, if I add a maneuver here, and that's just my objective opinion. Add that maneuver there. That puts me a little bit further out than I would like. So what if I were to add a maneuver here? Actually, let's remove that one first. And do circular there. That would be better. So that's what I'm going to do there. And that gets me almost on the same plane as them. Very close. So we're going to essentially go as close as we possibly can with this orbit. And then I will change it to line up with where they are and maybe even crash in between. I mean, land in between them. I'm going to do this maneuver very carefully. Because we are very close to the moon. Very, very close. So now I'm going to start this burn way too early. Let's not do that. Yeah, movies and things like that without music don't really make a whole lot of sense. You lose a lot of the emphasis on a lot of things. But, I mean, I would definitely get rid of movies before I get rid of music, because music is, like, key to existence. I mean, technically food and water is, but, you know, that's besides the point. Oh, I should be burning right now. And we have... Ah, I stopped that exact. Perfect. That'll never happen like that again. Alright, so we officially have low Mun orbit. Now, we need to make a few more adjustments here to line up with them. add maneuver. So I think probably do this to there. That looks about right, roughly. So we're gonna go for that. I'm gonna point the ship in the right direction this time. Yeah, multiplayer in KSP would be fantastic. Especially when it comes to a multi-stage system where you want to recover stages. Having that second, third, fourth, and fifth, and 1000th person definitely makes a difference. And it's also a lot easier in the sense of I'm a terrible pilot, so someone else should fly this thing, not me. Yeah, so I'm gonna do my best to try to do this in a correct-ish fashion. I started that burn way too soon. Alright, let's see here. I started it too soon, but then I started it like a second or so too late. But that's okay. It needs to burn faster. Maybe I should slow down. There we go. Too slow. Perfect-ish. Not quite there. Not quite where I want it. It's really hard to gauge if that is in fact where they are. Add maneuver. Let's go ahead and drag that to there. Actually, why don't we do this the correct way? Why don't we get rid of this? We'll add a maneuver node. Come on. Give it at me. There. And we'll use this node to try to hit all of the wrong buttons and do all of the wrong things. Now, get rid of that. Try that one more time. Add maneuver. Right there. Let's see, I still feel like that's not quite close enough. Because no matter where you put it, it's always going to be a little bit different. So I think that's probably as close as I'm going to get. So I'm going to go ahead and warp to there. It always brings me a minute out, so I got to fast forward a little bit. So I'm going to make an attempt to get this as exact. Now I feel like it's off. I feel like I'm now on the correct one. But now I feel like I'm off from that. You know what? Let's do a flyby. Let's get rid of that. Let's go ahead and warp to here. Ah, the planet is spinning in such a way that it is constantly moving the node. That is why. I did not think of that. So now, I'm in stable orbit right now, so I'm just going to do this real quick just so you can see. The planet is turning one direction. I am turning an entirely different direction. That is why I'm not making proper lineup with that. But I will wait until this is over on the right side of the moon. Whoops. So we're closer. Closer. have daylight. There we go. Now I can see things better. So now what I want to do is I want to add maneuver and bring this back over this way. So yeah, I feel like right here would be a better place for it. No. Put that back. No, get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Add. That looks slightly better. Yeah, I can. I try not to think about it. That was the wrong button. And circularize. Warp to there, do that. We're gonna get this. We are definitely gonna get this. Or I'm gonna crash trying. Alright, so 53 seconds out, do that. And I'm gonna start this burn a little bit early. I'm gonna slow down. Because now I am closer to the planet. Well, Mun. And I kind of want to be, because I'd like to eventually land. So if I go to right here, add maneuver to a roundish shape. It's not much of a burn to do so. But I also would like to bring this down to here. About here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of that one. I'll just do that. So that should get me really close. Really close. I'm gonna burn to there. We're a minute out. Let's see what we can do. I gotta make sure that I am where I need to be for that. And because I always start early, I'm gonna start early. Bring it to there. What would happen if I burned just a little bit more? Getting closer. Getting really close. Get rid of that. I'm still technically in orbit. So if I time warp to here, because then I am so close that I can add a maneuver here. And if I very carefully drag this down, I am so close to the mun right now. So I'm gonna shoot for right there. That's like right over him. Gonna do that. Time warp to the maneuver node. I am facing the right direction now, so I should be okay in that sense. I'm trying not to speed anything up anymore because I have to be super precise in order to get this. And I'm zoomed in as far as I can zoom. If I line that line up with the center-ish of my screen, I am basically on top of them. So I really don't want to mess that up. I have put way too much effort into this. Start that burn. And slow down. So close. And right there, I think. That pretty much puts me there. The Kerbals would be proud. I don't know. I don't know if I would say that yet. I mean, I'm definitely. Let's go retro real quick, because I'm gonna have to slow down. I almost want to do a flyby to see if I can see him from way up there, but now I feel like this is off from where I need to be. So if I burn ever so slightly, get that slightly in more. There we go. Now my orbit is way closer. And then I'm going to warp to here. Wait, something just happened. Something just happened. I don't like what happened. So that is close enough that I could almost see them. So if I add a maneuver node here and circularize, warp to there, that practically puts me right on top of them. I should be able to see them at that point. Hopefully. And what I'm just remembering now, now that I've been here for a while, I need to extend all of my solar panels manually because I forgot to assign them to an action group. There we go. Because I need power. I don't know if Jebediah is going to be thrilled to see me after the second mission failed miserably. There we go. Head back to the map. Get rid of that now. Now let's go ahead and warp to there. So I am so close to camp decision. Yeah. I should almost be able to see them. Yeah, they're all real thrilled. So I'm going to go retrograde. Because I'm getting close. I'm going to go ahead and warp to there. Wish I could zoom in more. So I'm actually going to set as target. That's the crater right there. Yeah. We are there. That's the crater. There, right down there. Whoop. Bad things. Really bad things. Don't mess up now. I am so close. They're like right down there. So I want to extend the landing gear. They're right in there. This is this is slightly stressful. I think there's like one over here and one like right over here. So I just got something over here. They're around here. Like I am on top of them. I'm gonna try to slow down just a little bit here. So close. Just gonna very carefully slow down. The engines that I am using are modded. Those are fully electric engines with no need for argon or anything like that. So it is purely electric. So these solar panels being out like that is just infinite power. Yeah, so my original landings on the Mun, back when I could function as a human being, were with the liquid fuel and limited. So I have done this plenty of times in the real ways. I just wanted to have fun with it and play around with some renewable energy stuff that I don't have to worry about. That way I don't have to be exact with everything I'm doing. Whoop, starting to go back up. The idea is to come straight down, and I still can't see them anywhere. I know one group's around here somewhere. Oh, I should definitely slow down a lot. Hopefully I don't come down on those rocks. Hopefully I come out in the open right there. This is where it gets hairy. I feel like one of these rocks over here is where I bounced off of originally. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I feel like that rock is gonna be painful. Oh, going back up. There we go. That rock is in my way. I'm gonna go ahead and burn that way a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that was really close. So, oh, going back up. I'm not paying attention. We're just rubber banding back and forth, 100 meters from the ground. That's fine, I guess. I think I'm clear of that rock now. That's really what I wanted to do. I just wanted to be away from that rock, because that's how I had all of my previous problems. And we have touchdown. We have landed successfully on the Mun. Should retract this stuff, and there we go. Set down solid. I can stop moving now. I'd rather not burn up all my monopropellant, but I feel like that's just going to be a thing. It is going down pretty quick. Not really thrilled with that. There we go. Alright, so now, if you notice, all 3 landers are in the exact same place on set target. So I am basically triangulated around this area somewhere. Not entirely sure where, but I'm gonna have to do some exploration and figure out where they are. So I feel like there's got to be a simpler way to do this. If you know a simple way to do this, let me know in the comments, because I have no idea where they are. But they are close. I go to the map and I switch to here. This is how I had issues last time. So they're west of that crater, and I think the ones that I just switched to... Oh, I just switched to the one I'm at. So that's me, apparently. So these guys here... Come on, let me select it. Let me select it. Switch. Oh. Can't switch to the vessel while about to crash. I'm about to crash. I don't feel like I'm about to crash, so why don't we take Camdis out for an EVA. Oh, broke my solar panel. Wow. Okay. Well, that happened. Yeah, so that's what I was trying to do, but it wouldn't let me do it while I was in the process of crashing supposedly. Switch to... Oh. Okay. Don't blow up, don't blow up, don't blow up. Okay, good. So that happened. That was the rescue craft. So there's that. They didn't make it, apparently. So there's that one. Let's switch to that one. Yeah, it is a very dense area of rocks. And that's actually a mod. Well, there's the rest of it. I think bad things happened. Oh, there was another explosion over there. Alright, let's go ahead and switch back to here. Alright, so... a very long way to walk to go over there to check that out and see for sure if there is any sign of life. So what we're gonna do is I didn't add any ladders onto this at all. And I go ahead and make a report because I can. Plant flag. Yeah, sure. Because this is where you live now, I think. There. I don't... Ooh, I'm doing a backflip. Okay. There's that. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I do not have a way to put her... oh, yeah. Her, him. I don't have a way to put this Kerbal back on the spacecraft, so... yeah, so there's that. So... the initial rescue crashed on the Mun. The secondary rescue, I can't get my scientist back. So I mean, technically... Oh, mission control is closed. Tracking. Here we go. So there is a very large quantity of things in the vacuum of space, including Camdis. Large quantity of things just in orbit. Let's go over here and see what we got going on over here. So these are the three, well, 2 crash sites and then one not so crashed site that now has Camden on the surface without a way back into the spacecraft. So that's the one. That's over here. So let's go back over to Camden, or Camdis. Alright, so Camdis lives there now. We are exiting this area. We might come back for Camdis eventually once I have a ladder. But what we will do is get back into orbit around the Mun. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Gotta get a proper circular orbit around. That's not working. We'll worry about that after. Oh, that's not the right angle. Let's bring that back up here. There we go. Now, are these... Yes. They're at their most powerful. Yeah, so... At this point, I'm just going to get into orbit real quick. And then, I know where they are. I know... Well, I know where Camden is. The others, unfortunately, have succumbed to the many years it has taken for me to figure myself out. In other words, they did not quite make it because every time I switched to a craft, some other random part of it blew up, and now they're no longer in existence. This orbit is taking a while to get to. Eventually we'll get to orbit. Yeah, we're getting there. A very speedy orbit. That's okay. I added the maneuver node just so I could see exactly how long the burn is to get there. And just because I can, I'm just going to do that, just to make it a little bit easier. I wasn't very far off from it. I've run out of caffeine. So we will eventually get into orbit. I think I said that already. This is really taking a while, and it's not really that much of a distance I have to go. And then once we get into orbit, I will try to get myself back to Kerbin. I know I have a lot of debris hanging around in space after multiple rescue attempts here. We're not gonna talk about that. That'll eventually disappear. Not entirely sure how, but it definitely will. There we go. We're just about in orbit, according to what this says. And we are officially in orbit-ish. Why is it so weird? I am not where I need to be. Now I'm where I need to be. Oh, jeez. That is definitely not where I need to be. I didn't realize I was that close. Who put that mountain there? Well, that happens. Alright, well, that is also a very good place to end this. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.